Hi, Paul Sackis, Good News Planet. And we're going to speak to Jamie Schanbaum and hear her experience, which gave her a new mission, educating others about meningitis vaccination. You're a para-athlete, cyclist. And we also have on this phone call here a GSK spokesperson, Dr. Iriny Mary Salib, doctor of pharmacy. We're going to talk about meningitis, and thank you both for joining the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I have to be open here. I've been involved with meningitis for maybe 15 years through the Meningitis Foundation and the Springer family. A young Springer gentleman was a para-athlete, very successful at it. And, for all these years, what we wanted to get the message out there is that there was ways to make sure that you didn't get meningitis. And I think now maybe we're getting a little closer to recognition of that there's ways to not get meningitis, especially those college kids. Is that right?
Correct. That's definitely a fight that we always try to fight, is to make sure that those college students are, step one, educated about meningitis, and step two, while they're being educated, I hope they're talking to their doctors about it. And that's our campaign, and I'm happy to share it with GSK.
Great. Okay. Well, why don't we talk about what is meningitis? So maybe Dr. Salib, you could give us a good understanding of it, please.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. This is Irene Salib with GSK, and meningococcal disease, known as meningitis, it's an uncommon but serious illness that can cause life-threatening complications or even death. Among those who contract it, 1 in 10 will die despite treatment, sometimes in as little as 24 hours, and actually 1 out of 5 will have severe long-term consequences from the disease. Early symptoms of meningitis, similar to the flu, but can progress quickly and can even be fatal. And we are concerned with the adolescent group because we do see that anyone can get it, but there's a peak in teens and young adults.
Jamie, tell us a little bit about your background. How did this happen for you?
Yes, so I was a college student when I got sick with meningitis.
Mm-hmm.
I was completely fine one day and fighting for my life the next day. This is a very fast-acting disease. And, so my first symptoms were very flu-like in the beginning, and then at the end it was quite rough. It was very hard for me to walk. I was cold. It was just very painful. And by the time I got to the hospital, the doctor looked at us, my sister and I, and goes, "Your mother needs to be here." And we knew it was very scary and serious at the time. But I didn't leave the hospital for about 7 months. And they had to amputate all of my fingers and both of my legs below the knee as a way to save my life. And I'm so grateful to have survived, and I'm grateful to have this platform and to be talking about Ask to Be Sure, because we want to make sure that everyone that's listening is, we want them to be sure that they have both vaccines to help prevent against meningitis. So thank you for having us.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on. You're very brave, Jamie, and very open to educate others about this. And it is just because Nick Springer, was a great guy. He did the athlete, cyclist. Well, that's you. But he, he had the greatest attitude. Yeah, he had the greatest attitude of life.
Yes.
I mean, oh my God, what a positive.
Friend.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he's a good person.
Oh, well, we unfortunately lost him.
We're both good fighters for. Yeah, I was just going to say we're both good fighters for meningitis.
Oh my God! I mean, it just put people to tears, and just the strength of his character.
No.
What do you think? With that in mind, I mean, almost passing, and then but the good news, surviving. What inside of you? What did you learn about yourself? I'd say.
What I learned about myself is that anything's possible. Not only from catching this disease, but also to survive. And what I was able to overcome is I'll say inspiring and kind of humble. But yeah, it is inspiring, and I've learned a lot, and I've been able to meet so many wonderful people like Nick Springer, another survivor of meningitis. And just, we're just so grateful to always keep sharing our stories.
So, Dr. Salib, tell us a little bit more about, GSK and how involved. I think they're very involved with this concern.
Yeah, so it really is an honor to be here working with Jamie, and also I knew Nick really well too, and we're here to talk about vaccinations. So there are 2 different types of vaccines that are needed to protect against the 5 vaccine preventable groups of meningitis, and one of the things that we really want to drive home is that many teens and young adults may have received one of the meningitis vaccines when they were younger, but they may have missed that meningitis B vaccination, which is the one that we are here to talk about. Since we've seen that about 60% of the cases between 2015 to 2018 were meningitis B in young adults. So again, we are here to drive home that it's important to get both vaccines and to double check with your child's healthcare provider that they've received both, and ask to be sure that they've received the 2 types of vaccines to help prevent meningococcal disease.
Have colleges made it mandatory yet to have
that
before
is
college?
Great. Yeah, that's a great question, and it's kind of it's not all of them. Some have and some haven't.
And I see that it's actually let's put in quotes, promoted more even in regular chain pharmacies too, right? That this is something we have, because it's awareness, isn't it? A little bit to know that first of all that there is something out there to help.
Exactly. So pharmacies are one of the places that, are healthcare providers as well, and one of the places that you can go and get the vaccine as well. But definitely starting point is to double check if your child has received it with their pediatrician, and then go from there. But if they're in college and away from the pediatrician, definitely they can go to the pharmacy to get that shot if they need to.
And keep good records. I think the record keeping is very important as well. I wish all my records were really. Did I have measles or not? I don't know. It's important.
Ask to be sure.
Oh, there it is. Ask to be. I see this. What is ask to be sure?
Yeah, that's our website. So definitely check out asktobesure.com for more information.
Yes. Tell us what's on there. Basically.
So you'll find more information about meningitis, and the 2 different vaccines are available to help prevent against against the 5 different types of meningitis. And there's also language to help ask, or how do I talk to my doctor? Just helpful information. So I hope it's great for everybody. And I know it will.
Yeah. Get the facts. It's very 13 campuses. Some deaths and stuff. I mean, it's a serious concern, right? Are there any things that people can do also, like say in college? Is it cleanliness? Is it drinking out of the same beer can, Doctor?
Yeah. So yes, there is. The way what you could do is get vaccinated. So it is. Teens and young adults are at higher risk because of living in close quarters, like college dorms, and some other things like kissing and sharing drinks and utensils. But there's no link that we can say specifically. The thing to do is to get vaccinated. That's how you prevent it.
Okay.
Or help prevent it. That's how you help to prevent it.
Sure. They're miracles. I mean, it's a miracle when a pharmaceutical company comes up with medicine that can help prevent a concern like this. It's magnificent. I applaud them. All righty. Anything else?
They're made to help prevent.
Yes. Yeah, they're magnificent. Anything else you'd like to
we're
to
just
say,
grateful.
Jamie and Doctor?
Yes, we're just we're just grateful to share the information with your audience. So thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Just lastly, but the Paralympics just started right now in Tokyo. Is that right?
That is correct. I was watching the Paralympic swim last night. It was amazing.
Now, you won a gold medal. I didn't mention that, right?
Yes, I did win a gold medal, and I was on the Paralympic cycling team, and I was, very blessed and very honored. I definitely watched the teams, and I still know a couple of people that are competing, so it's very fun.
And how about you? Are you still cycling?
More on just like a personal hobby versus competitively, but, I just love that I can still ride my bike, and, I love the freedom that it brings.
You're fantastic. All right. Thank you both very much. I appreciate the time and the information. Very, very important. Thank you all.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.